What is up, YouTube? Welcome to PanFro Games. And today, we're going to be talking about a bunch of new Nintendo Switch 2 news that is pretty exciting, the state of the Nintendo Switch 2, and when we might hear an announcement for this console. And of course, guys, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe if you're new. I really appreciate it. Consider supporting the channel by joining PanFam by hitting that join channel member button below. So we actually got some official news about the Nintendo Switch 2 from the official Nintendo account. So at today's corporate management policy briefing, we announced that the Nintendo Switch software will also be playable on the successor of Nintendo Switch. So the Switch 2, or whatever is going to be called, will be able to play your Nintendo Switch games. Seems like all digital games and all cartridge games will be able to fit on this new hardware, which is pretty sweet. This is something that I assumed would happen, but it's nice to get that official confirmation. Also confirms that the cartridges will probably be the exact same for the Nintendo Switch 2, or they're going to have like some sort of different cartridge insert that can take both Switch 1 and Switch 2 games of two different sizes, but I am assuming it's going to be the same size cartridge. Now, Nintendo Switch Online will be available to the Nintendo Switch successor as well, so all your stuff on the eShop will be accessible, and this makes a lot of sense because they just released the Nintendo Switch music app, which you can use, or the Nintendo Music app, which you can use on your iPhone, which is tied into your Nintendo Switch Online account. So that makes a lot of sense that they're adding more and more features to it. It wouldn't make any sense to remove NSO. So that's pretty nice, you know. So it seems like we'll have all those emulators that we've already collected and all those games available on the Nintendo Switch successor. Further information about the successor to Nintendo Switch, including its compatibility with Nintendo Switch, will be announced at a later date. So that's some good news there. But not only that, we actually got a couple of images here. So talking about the future, expanding Nintendo IP, the Nintendo account. So it looks like Nintendo account started, 2017. It's going to be officially added to the successor, as we already talked about. But, they're giving us a lot of value there. And they're like, hey, you're going to be able to carry on your purchases, which is going to be really awesome. So I'm definitely a big fan of that. That's a good decision for Nintendo. Once again, confirmed Switch software will be playable on the successor to Nintendo Switch. Not saying Switch 2, but whatever the successor is. And then talking about some of the studios that they have purchased and some of their different initiatives that they're working with. So, it looks like in 2021, they purchased a bunch of different studios like Next Level Games, SRD, Shiver. But also they're looking to, potentially acquire more studios, create more studios, and also expand Nintendo, not just within its games, but outside by making more movies and things like that, which makes a lot of sense. Nintendo is trying to hit that Disney level of IP, and I think they'll be very successful. I mean, the Mario movie was awesome. They're working on a Zelda movie right now. I can definitely see them going forward with those initiatives. And also another huge thing is some of like the smaller Nintendo franchises are massive successes on the Switch. I wouldn't be surprised if we see sequels of these games on the Nintendo Switch 2 or the successor. So it looks like Pikmin, Kirby, Metroid, and Xenoblade Chronicles well outpace their sales on the Wii U and 3DS. So that's two consoles right there, and the Switch outpaced both of those consoles, honestly, by a crap ton. Like, the Metroid is like 5 times better on the Switch than it was on the Wii U and 3DS. So that's actually pretty insane. Xenoblade, like 7 times better. Like, insane stuff. Same with Pikmin, Kirby being like 3 times bigger. So this is a lot of good stuff. I do think we'll see more of these franchises on the Switch 2. Maybe not at launch immediately, but I definitely think these are IPs that are very valuable to Nintendo at this point. So I love to see them because these are honestly all great franchises. Now, when are we going to see the Nintendo Switch 2? So we know that developers have access to dev kits, and they are currently making Switch 2 stuff, and Switch 2 will be a 2025 release. Now, we don't know when it's going to be announced or when in 2025 it's going to be released. And, we've been hoping for some sort of announcement in all of October, September, and now it's November, and we have nothing. And I'm not expecting anything in 2024. So I am thinking that 2025, maybe like the February-March period, would be the best way to announce it. But, it does take a few months to market something like a new console. You probably want to at least have 4 or 5, maybe 6 months of marketing your new console and then have the launch occur. So I do wonder when we will actually get it. And according to a report, developers have reportedly been briefed not to expect Nintendo's next console launch before April 2025. So it is not going to be within that first quarter of the year. So it could be the earliest a summer launch, but I really do think it's going to be a fall launch. That's just the best time to launch a system in general, as close as Christmas as possible. I personally think it's going to be September, maybe October timeframe is when we'll see the Nintendo Switch 2. So that means we'll probably get some light games coming for the Switch next year. Meaning we saw a remake or re-release of Xenoblade Chronicles X is coming. There is Pokemon Legends ZA, which we know is a Switch game. Those are probably the only two major Switch games that we know are coming. Well, there is Metroid Prime 4, which we know is going to be on the Nintendo Switch 2 as well, but that's more of a holiday game, so I would count that more in the Switch 2 pile than just the Nintendo Switch. I do think it's interesting, though. They may not want to release the system near the release of GTA 6, which looks to be a September 2025 release if we're going to go off the report. So that all depends there. And some interesting news here from the Brazilian dude, PH Brazil, which is a Nintendo like publication that covers Nintendo stuff. One of their editors says there will be a Nintendo Direct in February. From my understanding, Switch 1 focused Direct might end up just being another partner showcase with a single couple of first-party games shown, even though the Xeno X announcement makes me think Nintendo doesn't care too much showcasing these late ports in Direct presentations. So maybe we will get something in February. I do want to say that February is also Pokemon Day, February 27th, so we'll probably see Pokemon Legends ZA there. But it seems like if we get another just regular Nintendo Switch Direct with nothing on Switch 2 in February, then they'll probably show us the Switch 2 maybe around the Summer Games Fest fake E3 time, which is like late May, early June. So that might be what we're aiming for on a first official look, and then have a fall release in like September, October, November for this next console. Now, the last thing I wanted to bring up is there was a Nintendo Switch Online play test. And this play test, you had to sign up for, and it was like this big multiplayer experience, which was very weird, but it was like a big social experience. So there is a new G3D2 version of the NSO playtest software, added meshlet support on the console without mesh shaders. So currently the Nintendo Switch does not have meshlet support. It's not possible. It just can't render it. But it seems like the next console will have that. Now, what is mesh shaders? Well, mesh shaders replace vortex shaders, geometry shaders, and tessellation shaders in the render pipeline. Essentially, this is using technology that modern engines are using, similar to things like what you would see in like Unreal 5 and things like that, which is really cool, which means the Nintendo Switch 2 will probably be able to get some good third-party porting over to it. So if you're a Nintendo-only gamer, but you wish you wanted to play some third-party games and you don't have like a PS5 or a PC, then the Switch 2 might be able to at least fill in some of those games that you've been missing out on, which is pretty cool. And people are saying that the Switch 2 might be as strong as a PS4 or a PS4 Pro, and since it seemingly will still have a dock and a handheld form to it, that'll be a really cool experience. So honestly, pretty exciting random Nintendo Switch 2 news out there. Glad to see some official stuff from the official Nintendo account. Hopefully we see something about this console sometime soon, in maybe the earliest will be February, but I really am thinking it's going to be like late May, early June timeframe. But anyways, guys, let me know what games you want to see on Nintendo Switch 2 on day one. Would love to hear your launch. Of course, I want to see a 3D Mario game. Anyways, guys, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe if you're new. I really appreciate it. Catch you guys next time. Peace out and have a good one.